side by side. With passion and glory we carry with pride. The bubbles still float as the memories stay. West Ham United will never fade away. The bowling ground where our hearts found a home. Now London Stadium where we still roam. Hammers Football TV, we stand tall and true. West Ham are massive in claret and blue. The Hammers, they rise with the fire in our veins. Forever we'll sing truth, the joys and the pain.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hammers Football TV and, of course, the West Ham Review versus the two Marks, a.k.a. Cookie and Sheriff. Gents, welcome onto the show. Absolutely pleasure having you two on board. Been watching your content and obviously got to say, both great guys. And the technophobe, obviously, I've got one as well, funny enough. And it's this man of distinguished accomplishment, Budgie. For you, Sheriff, you've got Cookie. So we're both win-win here. Welcome on board, gents. Cookie, thanks for setting this up in the first place and me getting this sorted. How are you, mate?
I'm all good, man. Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm really pleased to be here. I think it's a great time for us lot to have a chat about what's going on with our clubs and where we're going and all that sort of thing. And hopefully the chat will get involved. And it'll be a great evening. Really, really looking forward to it. And thanks for having us, gents. Thank you.
Same here as well. Sheriff, pleasure as always. Yeah. How are you, mate, as well?
Yeah, big up, first of all. Pleasure to be on your channel. And as Mark says, what a time to have a chat about who stays up and who goes down. Might be pointless doing it next week because you might be 5 points ahead. The way we're going. So it might be a done deal soon.
I can see where this is going already.
You should have watched our show earlier. I was saying to Cookie, if they sort of say you're rubbish, and I'm going to just say I know this.
Welcome to everyone in the chat as well. Thanks for joining us. As you can see, this is a multi-stream, so we'll try and get through as many comments as we've got. If you've got any questions, please put them in there. I'll highlight them and try and bring them up anyway. But as always, let's say hello to the great people in the chat. And the first one, obviously, is Harry. And he's saying, Tone, the Spuds go down. They scrape a 1-0 against a relegated team. Their first win since forever. I can't see them picking up 1 point in the next 4 games. No need for the show. Let's just talk music. He's gone. Harry, pleasure as always.
I didn't realise you were a Spurs fan, Harry.
Close to his heart, they are.
Big up to Stu, the sporting journey. Stu, pleasure seeing you as well, mate. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Cookie, Sheriff, Tony, and Budgie. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you. Absolutely. I'm going to come back to his question he's got as well. Good evening to Darren Denton. Pepper Big Merch. Only at Spurs, he's saying. Yeah. And as always, pleasure seeing this man. Lee Statham TV. Hello, everyone, he's saying. And
Big up, Lee.
Big up, Lee.
Good evening, Lee. Good evening, Stuart.
Good evening, Pete Chambers. He said, should be a cracking show tonight. As always, big up Cookie and Sheriff and the guests. And obviously the chat, absolutely. And everyone's saying hello to each other. Good evening to Logan. Good evening, Cookie Sheriff in the chat. Big up everyone. Hope all is well.
Big up, Logan.
And of course, everyone's saying hello to each other, which is always great to see from everyone. And if you're allowed to sub on YouTube, absolutely. Mr. Cox, good to see you, Stevie. Evening H, evening Tony, Budgie in the panel. Brendan's putting there, evening Ton. Harry, can we have a challenge where mark my words is said by both sides of this debate after every statement, and they'll rejoin late after the intro music is long and gone. As always. Brendan loves the actual intro song, and everyone's saying there.
It's a great tune, mate. By the way, as well, you've done well with that, mate. That is,
you,
that's a pretty pucker intro, I've got to say.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. Thank you. And Yeah, because obviously Budgie's got royalties out of that West Ham channel, even though I introduced him to it in the first place. But that's nothing to worry about at all.
Royalties.
Logan's saying, yeah, you're good, mate. No problem at all. Hope his channel will continue to grow. Big up to Lee. Absolutely. And obviously, Budgie's saying that to everyone. Let's catch up with some of the comments. I mean, Sheriff, you do this mostly for your show, didn't you? So you know how long this takes sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like half an hour. We're still saying hello to everybody. We haven't said nothing about football.
It does happen.
There's nothing to talk about.
It definitely happens.
It's great having the chat though, because like a 20-minute content show can last 2.5 hours. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
You know,
It certainly can.
Good evening to Andrew. He's saying, evening, Cookie and the Sheriff. Has anyone seen David Sullivan? We will come on to that one. Ooh. Oh, that will be raised at some point.
Interesting.
Mike saying, good evening. This is pure self-torture, of course. And pure coming your Spurs. He's saying, big up chaps in the chat. Big up to everyone from
Big up, Nige.
show.
evening.
And everyone, again, like I said, good to see you there. Good evening to Daniela Stewart as well. Hi, everyone. She's saying, I hope you're keeping well, Daniela.
Big up, Daniela.
And obviously, Budget's saying,
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening to Drula. Hope you're doing well. Evening, Cookie, Sheriff, Tony, Budgie, and all the chatters as well.
Big up,
Good evening.
Good evening, Paigey. Evening, Pete.
Paige.
I'm good. Thank you for asking, Budgie. Hope you and the family are well, mate, as well, which is always great.
Absolutely great, Stuart. Thank you. Regards to the wife.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's saying all good. The Sporting Journey is saying, took a much needed break from YouTube at Budgie. Yeah, I understand that.
Mate, I understand that, and it's good to see you back out and about and in the mix, mate.
Daniela said she's just found the Aussie show and Zach on YouTube. Over 7 hours of great 1980s TV. Bloody hell.
Wow.
And of course, always good to see everyone saying hello, as we mentioned.
Definitely. Gotta love it. Gotta love it when everyone's saying hello.
Yeah.
Big up to Ravi as well. Big up and like, subscribe. He's saying, big up to Ravi. Good seeing you. Yeah, and heads up, people saying, Budgie saying they're the best comment of the night. We invited into the studio next week. So wherever that is, put your comment in.
Yeah.
Come on, you Spurs fans, get the best comment in of the night. Get on this West Ham.
And keep your comments sort of, respectful, please.
That's the main thing for both sides.
Both
good evening,
ways.
Frog. Tony Harry,
Froggy.
Stephen Alt, and everyone's saying hello to each other. As Paige is saying, make sure to like and subscribe and share on socials. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Daniel says West Ham have a new West Ham appoint Karim Varane as their new CEO. Yeah, we've seen this as well, Bud. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah, I have seen it, and I'm not too surprised that it was this quick, if I'm honest, because as we know, Brady gave 3 months' notice. So they've had 3 months to find someone. So I'm not surprised that it was this quick.
No.
And to be fair on the club, and I'm not generally that fair on West Ham, they were respectful to Brady in leaving it a week or so before announcing him. So I think, all round that kind of, it doesn't leave a bitter taste in the mouth, I just hope he does the job. That's all. I hope he does the job.
That's the key thing. Pete Chambers said he's also the best comment of the week. He says, I'll win already. He's gone.
Big up.
Frog's asking, you have a GSE, Budge?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah.
They were CSEs when I was at school.
Oh, you mean the GCSE? No, I haven't got any. I have actually. I've got 3 of them.
Drew is coming in. Can I have that hammer to pop your bubble? Come, you Spurs. She's put it in there. First blood to Drew already. Good evening to Rodney as well. Big up to all coming, you Spurs. Lange out, Enoch out, Vinay out. Yes, we'll cover that. And obviously, good evening to Mill Chris. This could be interesting. Yeah, we're looking forward to this one.
Good evening, Chris.
So just going to catch up with some of these. I'm going to sound torn here because I know both channels really well. That's all right, Stu. We've sanded down the old fence. You can sit on that with no splinters. You'll be all right, mate.
Yeah.
No whatsoever.
Yeah, we'll let you off, Stu, tonight.
Claire saying good evening to everyone. And obviously,
evening, Claire.
Well, good evening, Cookie and the Sheriff.
Evening,
and come on the bees. And of course, the show wouldn't be a show for Spurs if it wasn't for this person coming on, Queen Ellie.
There you
says,
go.
You Spurs, we'll pop your bubble from the Bubble and Squeak Greek fan. You're going down. Yeah, Budge, there's one for you.
Ellie's coming in hard straight away. No,
straight away.
Bang, straight in there. Go on, Ellie.
So let's stop. I'm going to stop on the chat a little bit here because this is an interesting one here. What Stu's put up here. Sorry, Pure come on, you Spurs have put on here. Still hoping Forest get pulled into it. What do you make of this? I'm going to start with the two marks, the Sheriff and Cookie. Do you feel, even though they feel there's some kind of space in between you guys, and there's not much really when you think about it, do you think Forest can get pulled into this still?
Go on, Sheriff.
No, because you look at that, they've picked up form, haven't they? They're winning quite a few,
Yeah.
They don't lose many. Well. Yeah, they're scoring goals, they're playing well. Well, so is everybody else apart from us, to be honest. I mean, I think Forest are safe now. They're out of it. I seriously think it's coming down to you or us. Really. You got the advantage as well, just worrying.
Sure.
It is very worrying to me, guys.
We have the momentum, as they're saying. What about yourself? What do you make on that one?
I think Forest will be all right, to be quite honest. What's the gap between Spurs and Forest? Chaps, 5 or 6 points, something like that. I'm sure it is. I can't see Spurs getting 5 or 6 points. To be honest with you,
is it 8?
We've got. Listen, we know historically we're not any good at Chelsea away. 5 points, right? So historically we're not any good at Chelsea away. Right, we've got Villa away this weekend. Yeah, we have beaten them recently, but they're 3rd or 4th, whatever they are. We're 18th, right? They're fighting on all sorts of different fronts. As far as
Villa are 5th,
getting back into Europe, and that sort of stuff, Champions League. Spurs have got Leeds and Everton at home.
Yeah.
Right, so you can look at those games and whatever, bearing in mind Everton's last game of the season as well. So, depending on results, we could be down by the last game of the season.
Hey, what about you, Budge? What do you think of this one? Do you think Forest slip up somewhere along the line and get pulled into it?
No, absolutely not. Look, they've been on top form for most of the season. They've had a few drop-offs of performance levels and stuff, but generally they've been showing the kind of performances and the kind of togetherness that teams like ourselves and Tottenham have been screaming out for all season. Notts Forest have been showing it all season, even in their damp patches. They've not fallen apart as a club, as a team. Even though they've got probably the wildest owner in the league, they seem to be stable in the league. So I don't think I say stable. I mean, they're not stable, but I don't see them going down. I think they've got too much about them to drop too many points. To be fair,
I must admit, I'm in agreement with that as well. I mean,
have they got any of the big 6 or the big 5?
Forest, I'm not too sure. Let's have a quick butchers at their. I did see an interesting thing today. It made me laugh, where they're saying Newcastle could get pulled into this as well.
No.
What?
No, they're playing dreadfully, but I think they're too far up to be dragged in. Well, they're what 3 points above Newcastle, I think, isn't it? 3
Not that
points
far
or
off of
2.
it. Yeah, I'm just looking now. Forest have got Villa tomorrow, and then they've got Chelsea, and then they've got Aston Villa in the Europa League.
Villa's Europe, though, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, that's Europe.
No.
That's the first leg. Yeah, that's the first leg. Then they've got them again. Then they've got Newcastle May the 10th, Man United, and then the last game is
The last game's who?
Bournemouth.
I can see him getting points from 2 out of them 3 games, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Bournemouth will be on the beach running.
Yeah.
Probably will be at that stage.
Yeah.
Queen Ellie's put, why support West Ham when you can support the mighty Spurs?
Strike one.
We've got the killer queen in here, tonight.
Yes.
So I see.
Big up to the Chelsea as well. Evening,
Michael.
Budgie in the panel. Good to see you as well, mate. Daniel is saying, I think Villa will want the better Spurs as revenge of having Spurs fans rub big 6 in their faces for 10 years. That could be the thing there. Good evening to Scott as well. He says, how many Amstels will it take to say something nice about West Ham?
Quite a few, Scott. Quite a few, Scott.
Well playing second. Good evening. Big up to Jess at JSY Talks Football. Big up on all in the chat as well.
Big up, Jess.
And of course, everyone saying like each other on that. I'll come to Pete's questions as well. So I can come to a couple of questions shortly and just catch up again. Lisa Davies is also saying, evening guys on the panel on the chat. Good evening, Lisa. Hope you're doing well.
Evening, Lisa.
And good evening to our friend Peter Chelmsford. Tony Budgie, good evening. And is that Robin Dave back from the dead of the bottom right or from the youngsters of the chat? That's
comment of the night.
Yeah. 100% Cookie. That's fucking brilliant. Dear me. Big up to Anthony at the Dr. Tottenham Therapy as well. Big up Members Football and the 2 Mark Show as well.
Big up, man.
Good evening to Ryan. And Ryan and his nan will be on tomorrow on the Spotlight where we do a Q&A on each other. He said, sorry, bottom left he's meant. That's what he meant, not bottom right.
Right. It's like that, is it?
Good evening to Nan Janet. Evening all, she's saying, Frog.
Good evening.
Daniel's saying, Pete, honestly, as soon as Xavi and Solanke was out for the rest, I said, Spurs are fucked. You're not winning another game without them. So let's start off with this. I mean, if you look at it, as you said, Cookie, this is probably the right time for us to talk to each other. But the thing about you guys is, your injuries have just seemed to suddenly amounted in virtually out of one game. Yeah,
mate. It was, Xavi going down, and it's not even so much Solanke for me. It's just that Xavi was the only creative player as such that we've got left who can play in that sort of 10-ish position up there or coming in off the left slightly. And as you all know, unfortunately, he's done his knee and he's out until December minimum, they're saying. So it looks like it's a pretty bad one. The injuries all season have not been good, but unfortunately, the problem is where the club have scrimped and saved over the years and not gone and put depth into the squad. You're now seeing the problem when, unfortunately, I know it's once in a blue moon thing. It don't happen every season to a team, not to this extent. But, the depth in the squad's not deep enough. And now you're seeing, and especially over the last few weeks, a lot of youngsters playing, where senior pros are out, and listen, it is what it is. We can only field who we can field. There's been a few games this year. We've had 14 fit first team squad players available, and they're filling the bench up with kids who won't get a look in anyway. And then players are coming back from injury. When they're coming back from injury, we're getting the odd one that's getting injured again, who doggy, back from injury, bang, injured again. There's others as well. But it's just been a disastrous season, chaps, to be honest with you. And
to be fair, though, with all these injuries that you've had, and they have been devastating for Tottenham, I know they have. but it has given the club a chance to have a look at your academy players and the younger players that are coming through, which unfortunately you may need next season, because there's going to be a lot of names wanting to walk out of the door if you drop.
Yeah.
And it's the same with us. You know, we've got certain players we know we're going to lose if we drop. You know, and it's important that our managers have been integrating the younger lads into the fold to try and give them some first team experience. And that's going to be like invaluable if either of us drop down. You know, we're both in that position where we're going to lose crucial players. You know, and like West Ham are probably going to lose 2 of our crucial players, even if we stay up, because people are sniffing around them already. You know, 2 of our most important players, like in Fernandez and Bowen. You know, them 2 are being scouted daily. So, you know, we as a fan base, we need to stay up so that we can keep them players in our fold, because without them, our structure falls apart, doesn't it, Tony? To be fair.
Yeah, it does, mate. It does. I mean, Cookie, obviously, when you saw the injuries and that, what was your take on it?
In general, over the season, you mean? Sorry,
sorry, I meant Sheriff. I already asked you.
Sheriff.
Right now, Real Madrid have got an investigation starting or underway. I'm not sure which, about retractable pitch. Does it cause these injuries? Now, you've noticed for the last, when Ange was here, we've had horrendous injuries, and quite a lot of them are ACLs as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, knees and stuff like that.
Do you think that some of that might be down to the change in tactics and like the hard press that that you were under Ange? You know, I mean, there was quite a lot of hard work going on. And perhaps the players were introduced to it far too quickly. I'm asking the question. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, maybe, but Real Madrid have got there's an investigation. It's either started or they're doing it about their retractable pitch under the Bernabeu.
Right.
And you can guarantee you, if we do it, we'll do it through LinkedIn or something like that. Whereas Real Madrid will get the top people in, analyze it. Because, I mean, you can't tell me that for 3 or 4 years now, we've had the most injuries in the Premier League. You know, for 3 or 4 years in a row. I mean, you can't. And the training pitch is allegedly exactly the same as the one in the stadium. It's all made up of so many percent synthetic, so many percent real grass, and all of that. I mean, but you know, I mean, Ange's team was literally suicidal. You know, all right, we did win in Europe, but we lost 22 times that year, and we finished 17th. Yeah, and we finished 17th. If that's not a warning to the club and the owners, you know, and that was only last year.
True. That's very true.
And now, with complete mismanagement from the top, in my opinion, we just got worse.
That'll be the next question we're going to ask shortly. I'm trying to come up with this comment Brendan's put here. And he says, you enjoyed that Vindaloo football in Paris last night. Remember when such games happened here before Pep bought false nines, possession footy and tasting around at the back. I mean, that was an incredible game. I know, Sheriff, you didn't see it. But when you look at PSG and Bayern, they kind of brought football, you know, back to people that you probably didn't, has walked away from football. When you see a game like that, it makes you feel like that's how it used to be, end to end. And fair play to Bayern to get back in the game, because at 1 minute they was dead and buried. But 5-4, I mean, Jesus, when was the last time you saw that?
You don't see that now, do you?
No, not at all. Good evening to Arsenal, man. Good evening, guys. You have to stay up and send Spurs to the Championship.
Ooh, see, he's reading stuff that ain't there now, Mark. Already, we're only 25 minutes in.
Yeah.
Evening, Cookie Sheriff on Hammers TV. Coming you, Spurs, he's saying. Good evening,
Yeah,
John.
John.
Good evening, Leon. He's saying good evening, Budgie and Tony and the other lads on the panel. Hope you're all well. Hello, and all the chat as well.
Evening,
Budgie,
Leon.
Steve Cox is saying you respectful bugger. He's gone.
We request it. In fact, we demand it.
Tazy was censored. No worries. Big up to Psycho Teacher Spurs. The only good thing about West Ham is that Steve Harris is a fan.
Big up, Psycho.
Now Psycho, now there's also Budgie and Tony that's also West Ham fans as well. As Queen Ellie's saying, big up, we're all here, guys. See there supporting. And obviously, Daz, good to see you as well, mate.
Daz, good evening, mate.
Look at that. Peter Chels has said, is this show being sponsored by Specsavers?
It's in the book. I saw it earlier.
Hey,
get on to him.
I don't know you, Pete, but I think you're taking the piss, mate. Really, I just say.
That's all right, mate. Don't worry, it's regular. It's regular.
Good evening, Mandy. Hope you're doing well. Dear me. Danielle is saying, Pete Chambers, in all honesty, he was being to make you tick it is a big lose. You're like us losing Bowen, one of our centre backs, or Somerville. This is true at the moment.
Yeah.
Because we are kind of clicking a little bit as well. Mandy has Bubbles Tourette's.
Sorry.
Just wait until Queen Ellie gets started. When she does, you're in trouble. Yeah, I know she definitely goes on one, that's for sure. We are Spurs TV, so good evening as well. We get bantered by bloody West Ham now.
Yeah, we are Spurs TV. Only if you let them, mate. Only if you let them. Now then.
But which one of the twins is that, though?
Who knows?
No. That's not. That's not Ben or Sim.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
No.
They are. We are Tottenham TV.
Yes, we are Tottenham TV.
Oh, we are Tottenham TV. That's good. Yeah, sorry. My bad. You're all the same, mate.
Good evening to all of you. Well, good afternoon. Good evening, all. Budgie and one of the few Yanks at O levels many moons ago. Ryan, same here, mate. I'm looking forward to this coming on tomorrow night as well. Good evening to Stig. He says, evening, gents. This will be interesting watching.
Big up to the Stig.
Big up, Stig.
Good evening, Stig.
What you saying? Have a great stream, lads. Be watching on playback. Need my sleep, so I'll pop on Atletico versus Arsenal. Okay, peeps, all love. Yeah, they'll definitely send you to sleep. That one will page you. That's for sure.
Definitely.
And saying, looking forward to coming on Tony. Going to be good. Yeah, looking forward to that as well. Let's go to Pete Chalmers. Forrest won't get dragged into this, so the manager. Okay, yeah, very true. Jane Ketley, evening all.
Evening, Jane.
Daniel saying to Queen Ellie, hope you enjoy your camp ships journey. You're going to be good for it. Bring some money into it. Man, Forrest saying Forrest should be safe, but they have Chelsea away next. So we sneak a win. It's level 1 points with them. This is true. We're only 3 points behind at this point.
Yeah.
Frog said Tottenham winning 2 games in a month. Give over.
No. Our rate it'll be in a year.
Yeah, I was going to say that in the calendar year.
Yeah, it's
Chirpy Wiggins, good evening as well. We'll pick up 1 more point this season. Last game of the season. Jesus. And this is interesting as well for you two. I mean, it seems your fan base is a bit kind of divided at the moment. Some reckon you're going to be okay and you're going to get yourself out of this. But there's obviously quite a percentage that says that, no, that's it. It looks like we're done. We're finished. I mean, what is your take on that? I'll start with Sheriff first. What's your take on that?
I'll be 1 minute, chaps.
No worries.
The Tottenham fan base is normally very fractured because there's a lot of us that are against the ownership and the board for what they've done to the club. But there's another one. There's the match going fans. The vast majority of them think the sun shines out of their backside. Because they're happy with the shiny stadium and, forget about the results and we're languishing 18th in the league. And so our fan base never come together. The only time I've seen Tottenham's fan base as one, virtually, is when Pochettino was manager. Then everyone felt connected to the club, and we were all sort of one. But now there's Enoch out, there's Enoch. I've never seen a group, but there's Enoch in fans that I don't personally understand. But like, it's weird because we can never seem to get under the same umbrella. You know, and a lot. I will say this, to me, a lot of the Tottenham fans are delusional when they look at the quality of the signings that we make, and they all big them up like they're Ballon d'Or winners.
Yeah, Messi.
Yeah, Messi and Ballon d'Or winners and all that. But let's face it, our recruitment over the last God knows how long has been terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, what's your I mean, I know he's been injured for most of the season and you haven't seen an awful lot of him. But, you know, what was your initial thoughts when you got Mohamed Kudus? Sorry.
Oh, you got it right in the first place.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how did you feel? Yeah.
I was excited we got him in because we've literally got no wingers at the club. Well, we still haven't. We still haven't got any wingers at the club.
Not that are fit.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, even then, like when Brennan Johnson was at our club and he used to play on the right, he wasn't even a winger. You look at his Forest days, he was sort of a second striker. You know, we've had no one. The lack of planning and preparation from the board has been absolutely atrocious. You know, we have no wingers. But when Kudus first signed, teams sussed out, there's nothing on our left. So stick 2 or 3 players on Kudus, crowd him out, and you stop Tottenham.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he got injured.
Yeah.
The day after, we sold Brennan Johnson, who was playing on the right.
True.
And so that left us with none.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
This is very true.
And now he's refusing surgery from anyone to do with Tottenham, apparently.
Yeah. You know, when you said this the other day, I thought myself, you saw my comment. I mean, this just typifies what Kudus is all about. I mean, you know, if he feels like you're possibly going to be going down, he'll be the first one to shout taxi and he'll be gone. That's
more than likely.
Oh, he'll have open heart surgery and his next big love will be something like, I don't know, Man City or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I always wanted Tottenham was his line when he signed here. You know, I always wanted Tottenham. Yeah, no, that's bullshit. He wanted your fucking pay packet. That's what he wanted.
Well,
I'm not being funny enough. He's a great player and he will do great things if he comes back into the side for you. But the truth of the matter is he's militant, you know, and he only cares about himself. That's
which is a shame. It's a shame, really, you know, because he has got some talent. When he first came in, I'm like Mark.
Bundles of it.
I said to Mark, you watch this kid go. If he gets going, you watch him go. So Tottenham's made for him, as in the way we try and play football. Do you know? And obviously West Ham do as well. But I'm like, you know, what you wait and see what this bloke's a baller. Do you know what I mean? He's got all the tricks in the book, sort of thing. And it was just a shame they, you know, from virtually, I wouldn't say the first game, but people worked out, like Mark said, straight away. You know, we had a lot of injuries. Players weren't connecting with each other. You know, and in the end, Spurs were just using Kudus as an out ball. You know, get the ball to him because we know he can hold it up, even though that the opposing team were putting 2 and 3 on him. You know, they were just bang straight at him straight away. And he's trying to hold people off and find someone to pass it to. And then when it's going wrong, people are getting the arse with him. Do you know what I mean? But what's the geezer supposed to do at the end of the day? You know, but it's Tottenham all over this season, mate, unfortunately. No connection with any of the players. Nothing bonding between players. Do you know what I mean? It's a shame. It is a shame, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Let me just put these couple of comments up there and I'm going to go to some of the questions that have been asked already. Chris is obviously Millwall, says, one of you will be saying hello to Millwall, whichever division it is.
Yeah. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Brendan's saying some music for Harry and possibly relevant. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Which of the marks is sheriff? It's the budgie. But let's start with we don't.
You still don't point the right way.
No, I know, but all right.
I do. I did.
Yeah.
There you go. Look.
Sort him out.
So, first question coming in is actually from Stu, the Sporting Journey. He says, my question to all of you on the panel is, who would you rather have as owners of your respective clubs, Sullivan or Enoch?
We're probably going to both say the opposite of what, me and Mark are going to say the opposite of you two.
Yeah,
None of them, Stu.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
None of them, mate. Don't want none of them, Stu. There you go. That's my answer. None of them.
No.
Yep.
That's
famous line.
Another.
For me, it's a famous line from Brewster's Millions. None of the above.
That's it.
Enoch for what they're doing with you guys, and obviously, what we've got with Sullivan. I mean, obviously, we'll come on to it a bit later. Our owner at the moment, silver lining and all that. We're just hoping, but it could be coming out shortly. But we'll talk about that a bit later.
All right, mate. Yeah.
Where was the other one? Was there another one? Yeah. Andrew Gregory is obviously saying, which club has got the worst owners? It follows on from what Stu's one's there. Who's got
and that's a real difficult one to answer, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think West Ham fans would probably vote for Sullivan, and Tottenham fans would probably vote for it, the Tottenham ownership. What is it, Enoch?
Enoch.
The Lewis family, Enoch, sort of same thing.
That's right, So, I think we're both aggrieved by our ownership, both sets of fans. And there's a small handful of West Ham fans that are happy with the ownership, I would imagine. Not that we've spoken to many of them. And I would imagine there's a small section, like you mentioned earlier, of Tottenham fans that are happy with the ownership and the direction the club are going in. But I don't know. I would say that both sets of fans would want their ownership out as soon as possible. I don't think there's any.
Well, I've got to say, mate, that if our fans want our ownership out, they're not doing a very good job of protesting about it.
No,
that's all.
We get 62,500 in the stadium. Say 58 of them are Tottenham fans, and we have protests. Enoch out protests, and about 100 people turn up. If that.
That last one that Hammers United organised at the stadium, I think there was something like 6,000 red cards. No, 3,000 red cards given out. 3,000 red cards were given out for people displaying the stadium.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me on this question, I think when you look at it, I think the difference between the two owners is, even though it was spent badly on some buys, Sullivan has dug his hand in his pockets and actually we have bought some players, some good ones, some crap ones, and some really ones that should never been there in the first place. But I will say this to Andrew, in that love your mojo there. Mental health matters, absolutely, my friend. Good to see that as well.
Yeah.
Pete Chambers has got a question. He's saying, question to the Hammers. Who do you think will go down, and why do you think it will be West Ham?
It's going in the book.
He's always on the wind-up, Pete.
Superb.
Brilliant, isn't it? Gotta love Pete. You wouldn't believe Pete is an Arsenal fan as well.
Yeah, is he really?
He's good.
It's still 0-0 in their game at the moment anyway. Good evening to Gus. He's saying, hi lads, both clubs must be thrilled the new stadiums have produced such stunning results. On that one, obviously, yes, you guys have spent, all being told, was it 1 billion on this stadium?
Yeah.
Were there any promises from your owners what it's going to bring?
Yes. Now, I say this every time. When the stadium was opened, Mr. Daniel Levy appeared on, I'm not sure if it was National or Tottenham released it, and it was along the lines of, this is the game-changing stadium. This will allow us to compete financially, i.e. pay the wages, and attract the top talent in the world. Right? That is in general what he said. Right, it was a bit longer than that. But since that stadium has opened, we've done nothing but regressed. The year the stadium opened, we got to a Champions League final when we lost to Liverpool, 2019. And since then, Kane left, Son left, whoever else left. We've got worse. I think I'm pretty correct in saying this. Our league position has fallen every year. Well, it might have gone up when Conte was here and we finished 5th. That's the only time it did, though. Well, no, 4th we finished with Conte, sorry, because we got Champions League football. But that's the only time it's been regression. It's been regression. And the trouble is now with Enoch is you got to remember back in 2001 when they bought the club, they bought it for £22 million. Now they're worth 4 billion or whatever they're asking for it. So
yeah. Going back to something that you just said though, Sheriff, about the Champions League final against Liverpool. Do you think that you lost that game because of Pochettino's love affair with Harry Kane? Because I don't think he should have played Harry Kane in that final. Lucas Moura got you there, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? With that hat-trick. And I think he should have been given the nod for the start of that game. And I think Pochettino's love affair with Harry Kane kind of thing, not just Pochettino, the whole Premier League had a love affair with the man. Don't get me wrong, he's a quality striker, quality finisher, etc., etc. But he wasn't bloody fit for that final.
He was 50%.
And the man that got you there with a hat trick against Ajax, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ajax.
Yeah. He didn't even get a nod, and I felt that was really unfair on Lucas Moura, to be fair. But do you think that might have had something to do with the fact that you didn't win that final? Lucas Moura didn't get a nod?
There's a lot of factors, in my opinion, for the Champions League final. The first is the owners, because 2 years before that, or 3 years before that, is when we finished third to Leicester, the year they won it, and second to Chelsea a year later when they won it. Both of those teams, incidentally, never had Europe, and they got knocked out of the cups early. So they only had 40 summit games. We were playing 50 odd a season because we were always in the Champions League. And the board never backed him. So the squad wasn't strong enough to start with. Pochettino's first 11 back in 2017 was the best in the league. When we had Toby and Jan in the middle, Walker and Rose, Christian Eriksen, Dele Alli, Harry and Kane and Son, Moussa Dembele as well. Throw him in there. We had the best starting 11, but when one of them got injured, the drop off was massive. Massive. And that is the owner's fault for not investing in the squad. So when it comes to 2019 and your star striker's been out, because he's been out for weeks, because he used to turn an ankle once a year. Once a year, guaranteed Harry would turn an ankle and be out for 4 or 5 weeks. So he was only just coming back. Did he come on as a substitute in one of the games before the Champions League final? I think so.
He shouldn't have been playing anyway. End of story.
You can see, no. Lucas Moura should have got the nod for that. right?
Even if they'd have started Mora and then said like 60 minutes or something or whatever, go on and
come on, Harry, do what you can.
Yeah. That's it. Do you know what I mean? But
Liverpool were there for the taking. Liverpool
they were shocking on the day. On the day, they weren't that good.
And the
Tottenham looked like they were all over them. But you know.
And the fortunes for both of our teams turned the day when we battered them 4-0 at Wembley. When we spent a couple of years at Wembley, we battered them at Wembley.
Yeah.
The next transfer window, Liverpool went out and bought Virgil van Dijk and the goalie.
Yes, that was different.
And they recognised what they were lacking, and we did nothing. We did absolutely nothing.
Seems like a familiar story, Tony, doesn't it? You know?
It does, mate. It does indeed. It does indeed. I agree on that.
Similar grievances to what we have with our club, guys. You know.
Because the funny thing, you know, Sheriff, you're saying about what you was told. You know, we were sold exactly the same thing with the London Stadium.
Yeah.
You'll get Champions League football. You'll be as close to the pitch like you are at Upton Park. And, we got what we got.
You have to get a bus to the pitch from the stands.
Exactly. And the worst part about it, there is retractable seating there, but it's never been used from day one. It just
they're not allowing anyone to use it.
So, completely, sold down the river on that one. Pete Chelmsford saying, this is an interesting one. A game against Newcastle could be Howe's last home game at the club. There is talks, obviously, the owners are supposed to have a meeting, I think it's either today or yesterday. And one of the things he was going to be talking about Eddie Howe's position. So that'd be very interesting to see what comes out of that. Mike here is asking, did West Ham United turn things around after the January transfer window? Now, you said something about this the other day, didn't you, Cookie? I'll let Budgie explain this one because I think, he's already mentioned this we had a show last week.
Yeah.
Budge, who's the players that's helped turn their fortunes around? Not just the players, there's also another person.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's Paco, the coach that Nuno's been able to bring in. He's made, the club have brought in, he's made a huge difference in the training and the tactical side of things and stuff like that. Yes, in the January window, we picked up Tati and Pablo, and they both worked their bollocks off for the club, both of them. And although Pablo's not scored any goals and he's only had the one assist, we've won 50% of the games that he started in. And, that's not a bad return for a January signing, in my opinion.
No.
Although he is signed as a striker, I think he's more of an 8 myself or a 10. I don't think he's actually striker material personally, but I think those two players have really done well. But also think that the fact that we had Somerville and Fernandez in the squad as well has been a huge step up the ladder for us. I think them guys that I've mentioned have all worked really hard and given us, moments of brilliance even, So I think they're the guys that have done, the most to help the club turn around. And obviously, Nuno's done his bit. Of course he has, but I think Paco has been a very important addition,
There's one person I think you missed out there as well, though, Budge, and that's helped Maverick elevate himself. Yes,
but also I've forgotten about our loan signing, Axel Disassi. Yes. I mean, what a revelation he's been. Like everybody, like my brother, both of my brothers and my sister are all Chelsea fans, weirdly enough. I'm the only West Ham fan left in the family. But they were all like, Axel Disassi, that's why Chelsea don't play and he's not all that and all this, that and the other. He steps on the field for the first time for us and gets a man of the match performance out of him. What? Listen, we've had that out of him from 95% of the games he's played. So, and Mavropanos is just the Greek god at the moment in defence. He's been absolutely incredible. So, sorry, Tony. Thank you for reminding me.
But it's them kind of players, and I think this is what like used to have related to, what you've not been able to bring in, what we, just in a couple of additions, it's definitely turned it around. And at one point, when I think we was 13 points adrift to use guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to remember when the transfer window opened, you were 13 points behind us.
Yeah.
And
that's that's for a turnaround like that, not being funny. I weren't going to admit it to myself or to people in the chat, when I was doing the shows and that. But yeah, you got to think to yourself, this could be it. 14 years in the Prem, and we are going to the Championship, because that's how it was becoming. But from that January window, Nuno finally got to get what he wanted to bring in, and it's just made a big difference. And
obviously, the FA Cup game we had against QPR helped, because that came at the right time for us. We needed a win. We got the win. It was Nuno's first win, wasn't it, Tom? I think one of his first wins anyway. I think, but and I think that really helped to elevate our team. That win and the guys coming in. I think it was all, it was all beneficial to us. I think.
True.
If you listen to our DOF, January is a very difficult month.
There's only 33 signings made in January. There's only 33 signings, and there's only a certain amount of quality that you can bring in better than what you've got.
Absolutely. January's always the worst window.
But this is the excuse for Lang not getting anyone in, apart from Gallagher and a kid from Brazil. Wow. You know what I mean? You can't do business in January with 15 players out injured, and he brings Gallagher in.
Of course, yes, that's true. Only Gallagher.
When we were desperate for a winger.
Yeah, we've been there. We've been there. That one. As the Sporting Journey Stu saying, please remember to like both streams and subscribe if you're new, Yoshi, and thank you.
Absolutely. Smash the like button for everyone.
Thanks, Stuart.
Good evening to Ace. He says, I can't see Tottenham winning another game in the Premier League. And also he's saying hello to me and obviously to Budgie as well. Danielle is saying Villa have Liverpool and City the last two games. They'll be looking at picking up points versus Spurs and Burnley. This is true.
Yep.
Paul D, good evening to yourself. He says, can you agree on a current and fit West Ham Spurs combined XL? Oof.
11, yeah.
Oof.
Well, none of our forwards are being in it, put it that way. So you can just put your forwards in there straight away.
Yeah.
I don't know about the midfield either. Just put your midfield in there. That'll do. That'll be all right. And I'll let you go from there, Mark. Anyone else?
We'll have Van der Ven and maybe Romero when they're not injured. And that'll be about it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to remove Disassi and Mavropanos for them.
Well, you have the whole team, though. You have the whole team.
Don't mean to be harsh on Spurs, but that's how bad we are at the moment, mate. We are shocking. This is the thing, see. This is the thing, lads. We watch you, right? Like especially in the relegation thing with what's been going on.
Yeah.
And everyone's keeping their eye on, like we was keeping our eye on Forest and Leeds and yourselves and whatever.
Yeah.
And when we watch those teams, yourselves and Leeds and Forest and that, we see a bit of fight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We see a bit of something from those teams that suggest you can get out of trouble. Whether it's because it's our team or not, I don't know. But not just in the last few weeks, since God knows when, we have been atrocious. And I mean atrocious. It's a disgrace, lads. I've got to let you know that owners can let their football club, such a big football club, by the way, get in the state that it's currently in. It's shocking, absolutely shocking.
Well, put it this way, right? A few weeks ago, it was a Friday night you played Burnley and you beat them 4-0?
Yeah.
I watched that game because there was nothing going on.
Mm.
And honestly, I was jealous of your team. The fight, the passion, the togetherness.
Yeah, the determination to get something from the game as well.
The determination. You had everything that we haven't got.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good shout.
Was a Hammer fan?
Yeah.
No, he's not. No.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Sheriff. I mean, that's the thing that has been, I think, the biggest sway for the actual team itself is the togetherness. You know, they've suddenly discovered themselves again, because it did disappear. There's no two ways about it. And from that January bit, and that it did come together. I mean, put it this way: you guys couldn't buy a win for love nor money. And if you think about, you know, the Wolves game, they gave you a game. Don't get me wrong; they also kicked you all over the park.
Yeah.
But at the same point, they give themselves give you a game, and I think you had a couple of scares as well. They could have actually nicked it and all, couldn't they? But that kind of, I think, as you said, just sums up our momentum, where it's going forward, and the fact of, like you mentioned, the fight. We've come back into games. Whereas you guys, it seems like at the moment you're just going to roll over. Don't get me wrong, you know, you've got the momentum in the fact that you've now got a win under your belt. That should kind of possibly give a little bit of a lift. If it does, is another thing. That's the question. Just going on, John Stokes. Excuse me. John Stokes says, "Yeah, I'm a realist. We're going down. It's our turn. I was there in '77. Now,
us too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, would you say, with your kind of current fan base, that they're not used to this position, and obviously the thought of, you know, being relegated? If you look at me and Budge and most of the West Ham fans, we're you know, not so lately, but we've been accustomed to it.
We're hardened.
You know what to expect. Yeah, absolutely, Budge. I think that's the best word. Yeah, hardened on it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, none of us want West Ham to go down, but if we do, we're not likely to turn our backs on the club, and you know what I mean. We will still support the club fully, 100% all the way, and because we've been here before, where we've struggled and we're in the relegation zone for a large chunk of the season. You know, okay, so for the last 14 years we've been able to get out of that, but you know, sometimes your luck ends. You know. And like with you guys, it's a completely new thing, you know.
I think there's a lot to be said. I think there's a lot to be said for teams that not necessarily start the season off thinking we could be in a relegation battle, but teams, for argument's sake, that come up from the Championship, normally most teams will struggle, you know, like a Burnley has. Listen, Sunderland have come up. I think they've been great this season, to be fair. Sunderland done really well. You know,
Ipswich last season.
Yeah, you know, look, it is what it is at the end of the day. But I think you're right, what you're saying. I think, you know, that was a great word you used, hardened. And there's some teams that have not necessarily been in a relegation, but they're sort of floating around down that bottom end. You know what I mean? And yeah, Spurs were there last season, but there was a big gap between where we were and the third bottom team. This year, we've gone down the same route pretty much, but unfortunately for us, there's two teams that are worse than us as we currently stand. And it's where we are between us and you for who goes down. And my money's
and also you haven't got the European silverware this year to sweeten the the dose as well. You know, it's all bad taste at the moment, isn't it? You know?
Well, let's face it, right? The European trophy last season only papered over the cracks.
Yeah, that's exactly how we put it when we won our Conference League title. Yeah, it was papering over the cracks because the following season we were struggling again.
Yeah.
You know.
Harry's put a question in here. He says, "Do you think Arsenal will throw the game against us to get the Capons relegated?" Basically,
Capons. It's a big chicken. I don't think Arsenal are going to throw the game. I just think we're going to go and take it to them because we're desperate to stay in the league. The whole club is desperate to stay in the league, you know. And I think we'll just take. Look, I know this is a bold statement, but for weeks now I've been saying we're going to beat Arsenal. I just genuinely believe that we're going to do it. I genuinely believe it because I think, although Arsenal are up the top there and they've been putting out, you know, brilliant results, and they've been grinding out shit results, but that have gone their way. I still think that even now there's a little bit of disjointed momentum in them, if you like. They can still play and win games, but I think if you get at them, I think they're there for the taking. But that's just my own personal thought.
Yeah, for me, you got to remember, it's not so many weeks ago, Arsenal had a 9-point lead at the top of the Premier League, and every Spurs fan was thinking, like, this is going to be the worst ever scenario. The worst ever scenario would be Tottenham relegated, Arsenal win the Premier League at least. They win all 4 back then.
Yeah.
But Arsenal win the quad, we get relegated, and to top the lot, Chelsea put us down.
Well, this is real.
Big down on that for years.
This. Yeah, and
we had a similar thing, but our bitter taste would have been swapping places with Millwall.
Yeah. But now,
a few weeks back now.
Yeah, but now the league is much more tight, and I believe Arsenal are going to have to win that game, maybe to win the league or to keep the pressure on. Is it the last game you got on?
No, we got leads on the last game.
Well, but they're going to have to win it just to keep the pressure on Man City.
Yeah, and we have a habit of upsetting the title race when we have like Man United and the Arsenal come over. So
yeah, we do.
We're always willing to do our part as always to upset the balance. Steve Cox says, obviously, we got lots of new injuries on top of the others. It'll be a miracle on par with the parting of the Red Sea if you get another point, let alone a win. Do you agree on that comment, you two?
Well, my comment is on that, right? I think an even bigger advantage to you will be you've got Brentford, haven't you?
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Saturday, isn't it? 3 o'clock.
Yes, Saturday.
So you've got Brentford Saturday, right? Just forget the injuries for a minute, Steve, right? You got Brentford Saturday. You beat Brentford Saturday, yeah, and the gap's 5 points. We don't play till Sunday night, right? We're stewing for 36 hours. We can't handle pressure as it is. And then just on top of that, knowing that we've got to go away to Villa just to get back to within 2 points of you with 3 games to go.
Yeah.
If that happens at the weekend, we're gone.
That's massive pressure for sure.
Yeah.
Massive pressure. Massive pressure.
Well, we always say on our channel, we ain't got the cojones for pressure. We ain't got the minerals for it.
There's no one there. There's no one there that will put their nuts on the table. That's how I describe it. At the end of the day, there isn't. Yeah. There isn't. There's no cohesiveness in the team. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. You might say there's been a little bit more cohesiveness in the Brighton game that we drew 2-2 at home, and the Wolves game as such. I thought both teams were awful. The Wolves game, to be honest with you, weren't good at all. Neither team, but we did the hard bit against Brighton. We got the goals and we gave away stupid goals from basic not marking correctly. That's what done it. The effort was there, the passion was there against Brighton, but 2 stupid mistakes cost us. Yeah. So then we go to Wolves, we've got the result, but if you beat Brentford, I'm telling you now, if we then don't beat Villa and there's a 5-point gap, it's gone. I think it's done already, personally. Mm-hmm. That's just me. It's not saying I don't want Tottenham to get out of it, but for anyone, by the way, because I do. Yeah. But I just look at our form. I look at how low our confidence has been for so long. Yeah. And you were right. That win might just flick a switch. No one knows. We won't know until the weekend. But if I'm looking at all known form this season, I think we're in trouble. I really do. I think we're in trouble. I think
it's also a killer for you guys as well, isn't it? That's the worst part about it. I think that's the other thing for you guys is the because obviously Maddison, is he 100% or is he 50-50?
Nah, I'd be surprised if you see him. I know he's been on the bench, but I think that's a morale thing, mate.
Yeah,
honestly, I do, Tone. I think it's a morale thing.
I don't understand it.
I don't know what he's.
I don't understand it. He's been on the bench the last 2 games as one of the named substitutes, and yet he's not come on. That tells me he isn't ready. And so why have him on there in the first place if he's not even going to play?
Yeah, that's a waste. Absolute waste.
Yeah.
Jane, I just like this one here. Living in Romford, I'm surrounded by hammers. Come on here. And there's more. Yeah, we are multi-stream, Jane. So obviously I'm controlling both chats at the moment. So welcome anyway. Thank you for joining. Big up to Guy from the lane. He says, I've heard I've got an imposter. Always, Guy. Always.
Never.
Fresh. Boom. On time-ish. Always fresh. Good to see you, Sean. As Pete's saying as well, can we get the likes up for the guys, please, and sub to both channels if you haven't yet, as we said. Great. Please do. Support all of them. Harry's saying, obviously, with no release clause or drop in salary in Simmons' contract, ouch, £200,000 a week on the treatment tables.
Yeah. And because they can't sell him, Harry, he's injured now. So if Spurs go down, they're lumbered till Christmas with someone who can't play on 200 bags a week. Yeah, the chances of him having a clause in his contract to say if Spurs go down, it cuts his money, I would imagine, are very slim, because Spurs ain't forward thinking like that. They don't do things like that. You know what I mean? So we'll get onto it, I'm sure. But if Spurs go down, chaps, expect a multi-clear out of anyone who's worth anything apart from the youngsters like your Archie Grays and your Burnells. They'll be staying. They'll call all the loan players back. Yeah. But let's see what happens. Because, chaps, I said on our show, you know, the season finishes in whatever it is, 3 and a bit weeks, 4 weeks' time. Yeah. The turnaround in the championship for whichever team goes down is very quick.
Yes. Right.
So you've got to get a lot of players out and then get players in. Is there going to be enough time? That's my question for either team. For either team.
It's true.
Yeah, but and you know what the championship's like? It's not, you know, it's different. The championship is a different breed to the Premier League. Yeah. It's not maybe not as technical and stuff like that. There's good players down there, don't get me wrong. But there's players down there that will put their foot in. Put their foot in. So
you need men. You don't need kids in the championship, you need men.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very difficult league to get out of.
Very competitive. Very competitive. Yeah, very hard league. And
what bothers me is, Tony, what bothers me is about it with Spurs, because we're so broken from the top down, whatever way you look at it, we're like this. You know what I mean? Whereas we'd all like to be like this. We'd all want the same thing under. But we're so broken, that I can see Tottenham going down and not coming back for 2 or 3 years. Right? And that would break Enoch. Absolutely would break them in the end. Because the value of the club will just keep going down and down and down as long as we're in the championship. Whose fault is it? It's their own fault, isn't it, at the end of the day? But we're the ones that have got to suffer because we're the stupid sods that have followed the club for the last 58 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've all been there. I mean, Harry asking, have you lot got an academy?
Yeah.
You have got an academy. You still have got it.
Most of our youngsters they're out on loan, aren't they? A lot of better ones are.
A lot of them don't get a chance.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't get a chance. Big up, Dave. A lot of them don't get a chance. You'll get the odd one, like when we was in the Europa League. Was it Aloisi who played? And I can't remember.
Who was the other one that?
Mikey Moore played. Mikey Moore played. He's
Moore.
up at Rangers. But there's just going to be so much to do for whoever goes down. I think there's a lot to do for whoever stays up, to be honest with you. You know, but Tottenham have got a lot to do either way. Stay up or go down.
Brennan saying they have a young Irish fella, Amelia, who could be tasty or be the new parrot, apparently.
Oh, Mason Melia. Mason Melia. He come in from Ireland. He's only a youngster. I think he's 17 now. Something like that. 17, maybe 18. But listen, we'll see. I don't see any of them getting a chance at the moment, but maybe that'll change if Spurs go down.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be honest, we've had so many promising youngsters and none of them get a chance.
That's the problem these days, though. It is the biggest problem. I mean, that's one thing we can say a little bit with Nuno. He's actually giving some of the youngsters an opportunity to actually start in the first team, which Potter and Lopetegui would never entertain at all. I mean, you know, we signed that Lewis Gilherme for 25 million. The kids just sat on the bench like a Madison thing, but this kid just sat on the bench, didn't really get involved in the under 21s, the academy, and nothing like that at all. He just literally sat on the bench. Most of us said, why we signed this kid for 25 million? He was supposed to be the next kind of wonder kid, and we sold him for, was it about 14, 15 million budget in the end?
Yeah.
We hit on him.
Yeah.
Peter Jefferson thinks Fernandes will leave if we stay up to balance our debts. Well, if
I'm hoping not.
Yeah, if the PSG rumour is true, then who knows? It could possibly be.
Yeah.
Steve Cox is saying, we took the young striker Frankie Day as well. Big up to Guna Rican TV. I hope for nothing more than Spuds go down, but big up to the Marks and the Hammers. Much respect. Big up to you, Guna Rican. Good to see you.
Big up, Guna. Like and subscribe, as they say.
Yeah.
Brendan saying, Amelia being corrected all the time squeezes my nuts.
Yeah.
Stu saying, I was going to say Tony Budgie. The worry is if West Ham stay up, will they be in the same position this time next season? Oh, that's a good question. Budge?
Yeah, thanks for that, Stuart. Listen, who knows? We've been having good seasons, bad seasons, good seasons, bad seasons. And I think it's about time we had a good season again. So my hope, Stuart, is that next season we're looking in the top 10, not the bottom 10. But good question, mate.
I think the problem is if we don't get backed, and this is the biggest problem with Sullivan, because the worst thing we had, I think it was beginning of this year, was £104 million in debt, and we've got to sell. First thing out of their mouth. Sounds like I've probably heard this before, and it's a case of looks like Arsenal have just been awarded a penalty. It was a bit soft. Gyökeres has gone down like a sniper was hitting from 50, 100 yards.
Yeah, 1-0. It's 1-0.
It is 1-0, yeah. But yeah, when you look at something like that, to suddenly come out with we're out of, we're in debt. Yeah, when you think we sold two players for the tune of nearly £160 million.
Yeah.
And we ain't seen a penny of it spent in the right direction.
No, it's madness.
That just kind of tells you something here.
Oh, Sheriff's leaning forward so I can see something incoming because he made the move.
400. Your owner said you're £400 million in debt.
No, 104.
104.
We're 700 and something.
851 million for the ground.
Oh, is it? Is that
still outstanding? Yeah, 851 for the million for the ground, and as it stands at the moment, I believe £237 million a year at the moment in transfer payments for players that are outstanding.
Yeah. Because all these terrible signings you make, you pay it off over the length of their contract.
Yeah. Whether there's you do
15 here, 20
so
there.
That's over £1 billion. It's over £1 billion quid, just those two things. So you can imagine what it's going to do to Tottenham if they do go down, lads.
Yeah, that'd be.
All these bills have still got to be maintained at the end of the day. They've still got to find a code for it.
I have seen car boot sale signs.
No, they just stick another couple of concerts on, mate. They ain't bothered about the football, are they? I know. Get Tyson Fury in a fight. What's his name? Anthony Joshua or something like that. They'll sort it out.
Trish is saying Kudos is the only one in North London pulling a quad this year.
There you go. Pulled it, snapped it, done whatever he's done to it, mate, and that's it.
Dad's our job saying Tottenham have always had an injury problem.
Yeah,
not as bad as this year, though.
Good evening, Adam.
Yeah, and Andrew just backed you up what you're saying, Cookie. Yeah, the financial ramifications is going to be massive.
Yeah. That's without sponsorship, Tone, and all that as well. You know what it's like. You're in the Premier League. You could command the big dough to have people's names on your shirt and all stuff like that. All the stuff around the ground, all the advertising around the ground. They're not going to get probably a quarter of what they got in the Premier League for being in the Championship.
It's just the Sky money.
Yeah,
it's just Sky money.
Well.
You know, the TV money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing as well, isn't it? Yeah.
It's bad for both teams, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know you've got your debt there, Tone, but if you think going down to the Championship with £1 billion worth of debt plus, do you know what I mean? That's like scary, mate, isn't it? That's scary. And then we're talking about building a team for next season to come up.
And what was another point? What was our payment bill for the year? It sounded like £200 million, wasn't it? Or was that
for what, Mark?
The wages costs for the year.
Oh yeah,
because Leicester had the highest in the Championship, and theirs was only 50 million.
Yeah, £200 million it is. Apparently, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the wages. So this is, I don't know how this will work. I think there's a bit of leeway in the first season. So in the Championship, the wages cap is £100 million, right, per squad.
Yeah.
Right. So this season, Leicester's was the highest in the Championship, and they've gone down. Right, and theirs was at 47 point something million. Right, they was the highest. Tottenham's wages at the moment is something like 240 million odd quid. Yeah, so they've got to lose a minimum of £140 million a year just to scrape in to what the wage cap is.
Wow, that's thinking about it. Budge ain't bad being a West Ham fan by the sounds of it.
See what I mean? Yeah. You know, when you look into all this stuff, mate, it's scary. It really is scary as a Spurs fan, honestly. And the thing is, Tony, a lot of people don't look into it that deeply. They'll go to the game, have a good time, have a burger, have a couple of beers that fill up from the bottom, go home.
True.
You know what I mean? It's how it is.
You just said about
the stadium. They've been very crafty. Now we're on the verge of getting relegated. You go into the stadium for a home game, it's 2 for 1 on beers. They're very crafty.
Wow.
Yeah, me. Just saying about burgers there. I'm just watching an Atletico guy here who's right by the pitch side and that, making himself a nice ham and cheese sandwich at the moment, like in full effect. Good evening, Graham. He's saying, I'm from Canada. Let's face it, everybody wants the Spuds to go down.
Behave, Graham. Come on, be nice.
Come on.
Graham, be nice.
Peter Trump's saying, don't think the owners at Spurs care about the football team. They care more about concerts, boxing, American football. So it seems from the outside.
I take it Peter's an Hammers fan.
He is indeed.
Peter, I'd just like to say to you, on behalf of all Spurs fans that don't understand, from a West Ham fan, great statement, mate. Absolutely spot on.
It's what we've been saying on our channel for months.
Spot on, mate. Word for word.
Well,
can I just interject here a little bit? I just want to say I've been going through the chat. There's a little bit of needle between Ghost and Daniela. Please don't continue it, guys.
Yeah, be respectful. Yeah. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Let's not have name calling and stuff going on in the chat, please.
Yeah,
thank you.
Play.
Sorry, guys. Carry on.
Thanks, Budge. Appreciate that. West Ham finished above Spurs last season also, which we did, Leon. That's right, exactly. The season before that, though, with Lopetegui, he went for his points. We would have been in the championship of the season before that. Yeah. Good evening, Colin. He's saying, all right, boys, after that game in Paris, you can keep the Prem. Yeah, it's supposed to be the best, they say.
Colin Crossamano, as they call him. There you go.
Happy birthday for Friday.
Yes, absolutely. Happy birthday for Friday, Colin.
Yeah. Queen Ellie saying about Sub to Lee Statham. Yeah, great guy. Make sure we support
over there at Sub to Lee.
I've seen you and Kieran on the same show, Budgie. You love it, really. Of course he does. Talk about ownership, because obviously something that's suddenly raised up for the West Ham fans. You had a little bit of it, and her name is Amanda Staveley.
Oh yeah.
So, you guys turned the offer down. What was the reason behind that? more even than usual.
I'm not sure. Wasn't she after Daniel Levy's share of ENIC? I believe.
Not sure.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Sheriff.
Was she getting a sort of syndicate together to buy the whole of ENIC?
That's what they were trying to do, yes.
Yeah, the trouble is with Amanda Stavely is, yes, she might be a wealthy lady, but I don't think she's got the money on her own.
No,
she's got to rely on others backing her. And
yeah, she brings others in to do deals. That's what she does.
She did that obviously with Man City. She did it with Newcastle.
Yep.
And obviously, there is now talks of obviously, since Joe Lewis and co decided that no, that's not the offer we want. There's a chance, as long as we stay in the Premier League, that her and a consortium will buy West Ham.
Interesting.
So,
that is interesting.
We will see what happens on that one. I mean, David Sullivan, knowing him, stubborn as he is, will kind of come out. I think he's already come out with some kind of bull crap that's trying to debunk the actual thing itself. But the truth is, with obviously the gold shares being sold and Kretinsky and Sullivan buying a little bit extra, an offer like this to come in from Stavely with her money and obviously this consortium, you'd be a mug to kind of turn it down if it is true. So who knows? Who knows?
Looking from the outside, though, I see it all went a bit sour at Newcastle, didn't it?
Well, no. With her, what it was, she has got an ill. She was ill. So so basically, what it is, she came in first of all when she had a 6% share, which then increased to 10%, and she was only there for a short period of time anyway. But then the illness came in, so that obviously kind of, made her exit the club. Her and her husband left with a nice war chest of £500 million. So she's got that burning a hole in the pocket at the moment, earning some nice interest. And obviously, the one thing is, she wants to buy into a Premier League club. And the thing is, her backers, they want London. So hence why they come to you. It was a toss-up between you and us. But it seemed at the time you were more favourable than what we were. But of course, then ENIC said, "Nah, that's all right. Thank you very much. We want to go it alone. We can turn this around. We can do what we're going to do because we're ENIC." And so she's been kind of just waiting, and now there's an opportunity that it could be us.
Tony and Budgie, what is West Ham valued at? What does Sullivan value it at? Just out of interest.
1 billion, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was it? No, 900 million or something.
Yeah,
between 900 and a billion.
And where are you two at with that?
Nowhere near. We don't even own our own stadium.
Well, that was going to be.
How the fuck can they have how can they have that kind of evaluation on a club that's in a council house? It's ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against council houses. I live in one.
There you go.
But no, I think that our evaluation is grossly inflated because of, the fact that we don't have that infrastructure behind us anymore. We used to, not anymore.
Yeah, such a shame, isn't it? It is though, for most clubs, isn't it, to be in this position?
Yeah.
Where is he, Nick?
Can you mark this comment, because that's one of the ones that I want to put in the poll.
Yeah, this video is sponsored by Specsavers. Big up to Pepsi as well. Good to see you as
Good
well.
Where is ENIC value Tottenham? Somewhere between 3 and 4 billion.
Nearer 4 billion.
Nearer 4, I believe.
Yeah, but you've got a stadium now that's probably, by today's money, and it was only 3 or 4 years ago you had to finish. Yeah. By today's money, it's like £1.6 billion worth or something. So there's a large chunk of your valuation right there.
Well, we sort of got stitched up when it was built, because as it was being built, there was a crash somewhere and all the materials shot up in price.
That's right.
That's why it ran over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a question for you guys, and I like the way they've actually put this. And this is from Harry. Question for the proclaimers. Do you think you'll still be in the Championship when City get relegated for their 115?
That's another one. That's another one you can put a marker on.
Got that on there, but
Wow.
No, you're going to start singing, or am I?
No, there's no singing. Harry, I'll give you my take on the 115 brigade. They ain't getting relegated for it, mate.
Nah.
They ain't getting relegated for it. They won't. They'll give them a points deduction or whatever that'll make it a bit more difficult for them to win the league and give Arsenal a bit more of a chance.
Yeah.
And they'll get a massive fine, which won't matter to them, because even if they said it's £1 billion, they'd just pay it because they've got it to pay it. Do you know what I mean?
And to be fair, also, if they were to come up with some punishment like, I don't know, a point for every charge, so that would be 115 points they could deduct, let's just say. If they did anything like that, it would probably be over multiple seasons. I don't think they would do it all in one massive hit.
I don't think they'll relegate them, no, Budgie, to be honest with you.
The thing is, this has been rumbling on and rumbling on. We knew about this years ago.
Yeah.
The alleged 115.
Yeah.
But you know, still nothing's come out about it. You never hear it. You never hear it anywhere anymore. I mean, and you got to remember, when you're owned by a country, we want Rihanna to play up front. That's what's needed.
Yeah.
But when you're owned by basically a nation state, that Man City are, you know, I mean, money and lawyers go hand in hand. Don't think that Man City won't have the best lawyers in the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
100%.
No, at the 115 charges, I can see half of them being dropped on technicalities because there was a spelling mistake or something, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I think I heard LB, the Man City fan. I don't know if you've ever watched LB. Big up to him. He said something about it's not really 115 charges because a lot of them mix into one another, if that makes sense. On paper, it's 115, but you know, I think that's something else that Man City's lawyers will be working on to shrink 115 down to maybe 15.
12.
Yeah. Whatever.
They've had some knocked off already, though, haven't they? Because obviously, they actually won some of the charges that the Premier League put them against. I think it's something to do with advertising and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, like what Sheriff's saying there. I remember when it first came out that 15, City could drag this out till like 2035 if they wanted to. Simple as that. But that's a different. We're talking a different league to what we, both our clubs are actually facing at the moment. That's for sure.
Different world,
it is a different world when you look at it. I mean, the interesting thing was listening to the radio early this morning. And it was saying obviously about when you look at the likes of Newcastle, and you got to think who they're owned by, considering they're the richest people on the planet virtually. That no business has been really done there. And then you look at
they've got to sell to buy, haven't they?
They have. But what I'd admire about them, though, Cookie, is the fact of, even though they're as rich as they are, as slow as it is, they are in a certain way going around their business in the right way.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Because everyone's thinking as soon as they come in, right, they're going to just wipe everyone out of the face of the earth because they can just buy. But it don't work that way. But with the new format coming in, there is apparently there's a loophole, and I'm trying to think. I think you can do like a loan or something like that, and they can bring as many people as they want. Right. So if they go down that route, who knows? It would be very interesting to see.
It would make it interesting. Yeah.
Pete, and we did get a good deal getting that money for Kudos, and going back onto what we were saying earlier with him and that, when you think. You know, as Budgie said, Spurs was the only one for me. It's because you was the only club that came in for him.
Yeah.
We had a £85 million release clause.
Excuse me.
Triggered twice in 2 seasons. And if you look at the second season, you was the only club that come forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Big up to the Prez, and he's saying, big up the Cookmaster, the Sheriff, Hammer Stevie, Budgie, and everyone in the chat. Big up to you, Phil. Good to see you.
Good evening, Prez.
Togs of Fountain channel on Facebook does it in Latin. Rest hurry. Let's ask the question now. Let's get and the people in the chat. Who goes down? Who's going to be brave enough to answer the question?
Tottenham people in the chat, just let me say, right? Be honest. Don't let your heart rule your head. All right? Because I know there's a few people that are like, oh, I really hope Tottenham stay up, but I think they're going to go. Do you know what I mean? So come on, Spurs fans, be honest, and West Ham fans as well. Come on, be honest, and let's see who goes down.
I'll start with the honesty. I'll start with the honesty.
Can you do a poll for it, Budgie?
Tony can. I haven't got control, unfortunately.
Any chance you can do a poll for it, Tony? And then, yeah.
Let me just do that.
I mean, if I'd have said that to you, Sheriff, can you do polls?
Not on here, mate.
No, I know not on here, but like when we're on our channel.
I think so.
Hear the technology. See? Hear the technology.
You don't do it from the StreamYard studio. You do it.
No, I'm only pulling your leg, Sheriff.
No, you can actually do it on StreamYard as well now.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah.
You're going to have to teach me how to. I might put one on later.
There you go. It's in the corner. It's in there now.
There it is.
There it is. Start voting, people. Start voting. Who goes down?
Is it in the chat then, or what?
Yeah, it should be there. Yeah, all you've got to do is click 1 or 2 and it should start kind of calculating itself at that point.
I can't even find it. I mind you, that's because I'm in the studio, Dippy. Dippy shit.
My head's behind it. There you go.
Yeah. Sheriff, what's your take on it? What do you think?
Now, my heart says.
Oh, here we go. I'll be back.
My heart says West Ham. My head says Tottenham. Because to be honest, it's like I said. I watched West Ham play the team Burnley when you gubbed them 4-0.
Yeah,
and I was jealous. I was honestly jealous from what I saw from your team because we've got none of it. Absolutely none of it. There's no nothing in Tottenham. Our strike force couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. None of them. It's like I've said this a million times on our channel. In 4 years, we've gone from prime Son and Kane, GA of 50 a year, guaranteed. 50 goals and assists between them per year, to Dominic Solanke, a one-season wonder, and he was a one-season wonder, and we paid 60 million quid for him. Well, Harry Kane was a one-season wonder, but he'd done it for 10 years running. You know? So, and then you've got Solanke, who is injured half the time. And
too slow the other half.
Yeah. Solanke is injured half the time, and we bought him off of 19 goals for Crystal Palace. Richie, who I don't even know what he does, although he's our top scorer this year with, get this, 9 in the Premier League. but he's been injured half of it. And Kolo Muani, who doesn't even want to be here. I've always said I don't think he's even unpacked his suitcase when he arrived from Paris. He blatantly don't want to be here.
Don't even know who he is myself personally. But then I don't follow Tottenham that closely.
He turned up with much promise.
Right. Okay.
But you could see from day one he doesn't want to be here because he was at PSG.
Yeah. He was on loan from PSG to Juventus. He wanted to stay at Juventus. Juventus couldn't afford him. Right. So PSG put the feelers out. Tottenham bit. And on the last day of the transfer window, Muani came to Spurs. Right. On loan. Now, bear in mind, for people that, might not know, PSG bought Muani. And whether this makes any difference in the grand scheme of things, for 95 million euro. Right? They paid a lot of money for him. He didn't get on at PSG. He quite liked it at Juventus, but like I say, they couldn't afford him, and he's ended up at Spurs. Bear in mind, when he came, he had the longest dead leg ever recorded in the history of football. It was about 4 months with a dead leg. You know what I mean? And recovering, and then got injured again, and whatever else. Oh, there was a little stat for you, Tony. I just wanted to chuck this in while I remember it because it's just come back half hour later. Tottenham have had more injuries this season, as in per player, whether it be a player that's got injured and then broke down again, or just an injury to a player, 37 injuries this season.
Wow, that's a lot.
How about that for a stat? More injuries than points. What are we doing? It's madness.
Jesus Christ.
It's absolute madness. Sorry, I just spat that one out there. You were talking about something earlier and you was carrying on explaining and it went out of my head and it just returned. So apologies for that.
No worries. See, it changed so far. Right, let me just put leave on to his comment there, but let's have a look quick on the voting so far. As you can see there, it's saying 9% for West Ham going down and a whopping 91%.
91%.
There you go. And someone put in the chat earlier over on one of the big Spurs channels earlier on, and he'd have had obviously a much larger voting. He has a lot of people in per stream. And his was 84% Spurs to go down.
Bloody hell.
And the majority on there are Tottenham fans.
Yeah.
We all realise what a predicament we're in.
And it's difficult, lads, because, we've got this tag to our channel called the Realism Channel. Right. We like to invite people on, whether it's fans, whether it's YouTubers, whoever it is, so we can get a good perspective because a lot of people want to get to the same place, but they have different ways of getting there, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So we like to hear everything that the fans have got to say. Now, the realist fans, right, know the chances of Spurs going down are probably, as it stands at the moment, 8 out of 10, right? It's going to be 80% Spurs. If you asked anyone, they'd say probably Spurs are going down.
Unless you have lasagna the last day of the season.
Well, yeah, we might sort that out for the old.
Get you a lasagna last game of the season, if you can remember that, when we played your lot.
Yeah.
Lasagna gate.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it's not just the last game. You have lasagna for the remaining 4 fixtures, we might have a chance.
Cool. I don't know, though. Where are we getting 3 points from, Mark?
Got to give them lot the lasagna, not us. Give your opponents the lasagna. I suppose we should talk about the comment of the day quickly before it gets too late.
So which one of you? So let me. Yeah. So let me pick up that little ping, that tune thing. Where did it disappear to?
He's going to find it, people.
I've got it found it now. So, and then Budgie will come up with the comment of the week of the show.
Get ready for the comment of the week. Vote in the live chat for your favorite. The winner will be next week's star. Just register your vote in the poll provided for it.
I don't think we've got a vote poll actually ready for it this week, but we will next week. Promise you that. So there's three that I've kind of picked out. One of them was from Peter Chelmsford, asking if that man down there was Robin Day. I thought that was quite funny. One from Pete Chambers. Who will go down and why do we think it's Spurs? Sorry, why do we think it's West Ham? Sorry, my mistake. And the third one, also from Pete Chambers. He asked, is Budgie grouty from porridge?
Excellent.
So they're the three. You guys vote. I'm going for the grouty one, but you three guys have a vote.
Great, it's good for me, I must admit.
Yeah, I like it. I like grouty, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay, right. So, so that's Pete Chambers. Pete, if you want to come on this show next week and have 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever with us, please do. I'm going to put my email into the chat. No, actually, I'll put my email in the chat. Send me an email and we will get you in if you're interested. Right, go on, carry on, son. Carry on, mate.
That I was got to say, that's going to be interesting for you because Pete's a gooner.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, no,
absolutely fine.
That's going to be pretty good.
No, he's a good fella, Pete. He's a good fella.
We have actually got the the game coming up shortly, so it'd be good to get his input.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Pete, I will speak to you later for the old commission, mate. All right, no worries, mate.
Good evening, Terence. Evening all. Toby has had his Spurs, but now I can enjoy the chat. That's what he calls it when the dog goes out for number 2.
Right, my email's in the chat, Pete. So give us a shout, and I will be in touch if you're interested.
Big up, Pete.
Oh, why hasn't it posted?
Ekim saying not that it's an excuse, but why have the Spuds not addressed their injury problems? What's causing it? So we've talked about it earlier on, Ekim. We were saying about obviously the sheriff alluded to and Cookie, I think, with the pitch with the plastic, the
synthetic weave, as they call it.
Real Madrid are doing a full investigation on it because there's slides out under the ground now at the new Bernabeu, and they're doing a professional, thorough examination. We'll get ours from LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Big up, Dermot.
Ton, I've just put in the private messages my email address. I can't post it. It won't let me post.
Okay, mate. Let's see.
So could you throw that up on the screen for me, mate? Or in the chat, one of the other Peter to email me. Sorry, guys, interrupting you.
I've heard a rumour. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard a rumour Atletico have equalised against Arsenal.
So
Nice.
I won't be able to sleep tonight with the threat, with the stress.
Brilliant. Okay, so I hope you can see that in the chat there, Peter.
It's in the chat. I can see it.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Yeah, just send me a message and we'll get you in next week. Right, sorry, carry on, guys. Carry on.
Sorry, I'm reading the bottom of the chat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So, it's another penalty, isn't it? I've just seen it now. Oh, yeah, he didn't muck around with that. And that's Alvarez, which interestingly, that Arsenal want to sign, but he's clearly stated that he's nowhere going to step foot into the Emirates, only if he's going to score against them because his allegiance to City.
Yeah, and there's a comment that's about 5 or 6 from the bottom. You don't have to jump down to it. Freshfielder, is the Spurs training ground surface the same as their pitch? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
that's the way. Because
sorry, Mark, go on, mate. You carry on. Sorry,
because allegedly we have the best stadium, the best training facilities. That's why all the international teams play there when they're playing England at Wembley. But we can't do anything on the pitch. We got all the infrastructure, but what goes on the pitch is a complete shambles. And the medical team we got off of LinkedIn.
Coach said, if I went on every West Ham channel, one up West Ham fans every day, I'll class myself as a troll. Yeah, don't worry about it at the end of the day. I
just had a message from Pete. He's saying even though we can see it in the chat, he can't see Budgie's email. So
it's hang on. Let's see. Oh, you ain't got a timestamp.
Whack it up on the screen, Tom.
I'll try and find it again so I can give you a time. It's 9:17.
Oh yeah, 9:17. That's it. Timestamps are on there.
Okay, I'll get to that because I'm way back at the moment. Just going to ask some of the questions here. Kevin, I need to ask West Ham fans, what's it like to be relegated from the Premier League? Well, we've been there, and at the time, you've got to think we had quite a few players that played for England in the likes of Joe Cole, Johnson, Redknapp, Carrick. So we knew what was becoming Foe as well. When you look at things like that, and it's a fact that I always like never forget it. Glenn Johnson. We've got to stick together, but lads, and we make sure we come up for next season. Glenn, yeah. Chelsea, they want to sign it for $6 million. He was gone. He was the first one out the door. Yeah, he was the first one. And also the extras from there. And it took us a while to get back up again. It's not easy at all, basically, in that respect.
And and on that subject, West Ham as a fan base, we're used to this kind of drama and this kind of predicament. But as a club, there isn't a single person at the club that were there when we got relegated last. Not a single person.
Yeah.
So none of the club infrastructure are ready for it. But we as fans, we are,
Yeah, I get that. Well, I was only a kid when Spurs went down in 77. I'd have been 9, 10 when Spurs went down. But even though I didn't understand it at the time, because you don't, your club's gone down, but you don't look into why or how or that type of thing. I looked into it a bit more when I sort of got to a teenager and older and started researching more about Tottenham and looking back at the good old days. Like my old man used to say to me, make sure you learn your history, Mark, even to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean? You got to know stuff about your football club. So I sort of looked into it and sort of, and the only thing I can say to people that haven't experienced it, it's not just like, oh, well, we've gone down to the Championship, right? Trust me, when it happens, if it happens, the people that don't understand what relegation is, and what it means, you're going to, as my old mate Phil the Press says, you're going to have to feel it to understand it. Because a lot of Tottenham fans are not getting to grips with what's going on at the club at the moment. And that's no slant on them. They just either don't want to know, they don't care to know, or they're just not interested. And one of those might mean the same thing, by the way. But,
and the thing is as well, I can remember when we got relegated, I would have been 6, coming up 7. When we went down in back then, but the ramifications weren't as terrible back then because there wasn't the disparity between Division 2 and Division 1, like there is Premiership and the Championship now. I mean, I'll be honest, if there's still if we end up getting relegated, this could ruin us for years. We're not talking about, we'll go down and we'll bounce straight back up. There's no guarantees of that.
No,
not with the stuff it's going to do with the financial side of it. Because you've got to remember, we're like, what's it you said, Mark? £1 billion in debt?
Yeah.
We're close on?
Yeah, best part of. Yeah.
But you've also got to remember that West Ham have reached 2 FA Cup finals and won one of them as a second-tier team. You know, the 2006 final when we lost to Liverpool, we were Championship. And then, obviously, the 1980 against Arsenal, we won.
Do you know that's the first? I was going to mention this coming on. That's the first FA Cup I sat down and watched the whole game.
Is it? Yeah. Good old Trevor Brooking with
Trevor Brooking 1-0.
Yeah.
Have some of that.
That's it, mate. That's it.
It
still burns Arsenal fans to this day. There you go.
I'm sure it does. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, let me just find. There's a couple of questions I'm going to bring up here. And this is from Stig. He's asking, do you four have an opinion on why Nuno didn't work at Spurs, but seems to at the Hammers?
Good question.
Yeah.
Great question. I think for my part of it is that I think that at West Ham there's kind of a more relaxed atmosphere at the club. I think there's a lot of tightness in the Tottenham setup. I think because of where you are and the way things are going and so on and so forth. I think that without the backing that he wanted, he didn't really have much of a chance. And I think that he's had some backing here, but he's had the promise of more, which he never got at Tottenham, I think. And I think that's kind of one of the reasons why he settled in here and didn't at Tottenham, because he knows he's going to get backing from the board, or he believes he's going to get backing from the board.
Well, yeah, and you got to remember he was only at Tottenham for, was it 10 games?
Yeah.
Ish.
3 wins, 3 draws. No, 3
sorry,
wins,
my missus has just reminded me that I'm going to have to get off soon because I've got to go and do another show.
Yep. I'm just trying to drop down to some of the questions, some of the comments before we kind of wrap it up, kind of thing. And yeah, obviously going about the goals. I'm way behind on the comments here, that's for sure. So apologies, people. I ain't going to be able to get through all the actual comments. Let me just kind of start that one. So there's another question as well. And now he's obviously asking again for the Proclaimers. Does the Spursies stay when you go down? Is it because has he kind of got a get out clause, or is he kind of?
Nobody knows.
Wow.
They're not going to pay him. Now, he's on £12 million a year. Let's get that in there. He signed a 5-year contract. He's never stayed at a club longer than 3 years.
Even Richie.
But
this is
I
true.
believe
that's true, Sheriff.
You can't tell me that he's going to leave and they're going to give him 60 million quid. No one in the right mind does that. I believe if we get relegated, he might have it might be sort of like pay as you play sort of thing, you know. I believe if we get relegated, we might be able to sort of get rid of him, or he wants to leave with a severance package. It's certainly not going to be the whole 5 years of the contract. Definitely not. Well, if it is, they're bloody stupid.
Yeah, true. No, Des, I'll be working, unfortunately, so I won't be able to do that game.
And I don't do watch-alongs.
Good evening to Edel Fan. He's saying, evening, guys, from the
Big up, Edel. Big up, mate.
Let me just try and find any other things. Good evening to Malkster. He's got here. Who was the last player to kiss the badge from either of our team badges on the pitch, home or away? Oh, there's a question.
Yeah.
I think I saw Somerville kiss it when he last scored. I think. I'm not 100% on that though.
I can't remember the last player that kissed the Tottenham badge.
Jurgen Klinsmann, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say it might go back that far. It may go back that far.
Harry Kane, Sonny.
Yeah, them two. Definitely
it would have been one of them two.
Sonny definitely is a badge kisser all the time. Badge kissing, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
True.
That's what it is.
Just going to go on this comment as we nearly wrap up on that. Obviously, Chris was saying Sully will find it hard to run a football club from a prison cell. Yeah, so I said we leave it till a bit late. It has come out that, and it seems recently where they try to do a gagging order on our chairman, it seems like that's not the option he's going to have. So it looks like it will go to court by the looks of it, for an alleged incident back in I think it was the 80s, wasn't it, Badge? 80s, early 90s?
Yes. I think it was like mid-80s, yeah.
Yeah, so we may lose our owner for a different reason altogether. But we will see on that point. I mean, it'll all come out shortly. It seems it's.
But if you ask 85% of West Ham fans, they don't care what the reason is, just get rid of him. You know?
Yeah.
We just want him gone, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the same. We're the same. Our lot have got to go. Else, I can see our one of our YouTube friends is in the chat, Mr. Stell. Well, it's not Stell, actually. It's Relegation in the chat. It's not Stell, I should say. Paulinia kissed the badge against Wolves. He did, actually. That is very true. He did.
Right.
He's only on loan, though.
I didn't count him because he's not really our player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind you, if you've got a lone player kissing your badge, that shows you that he wants to play for you.
Well, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? But it depends if Spurs want to pay the 25 million or try and renegotiate down to like 15 million.
Yeah. You know they'd do a Sullivan. Yeah, they'd do a Sullivan.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Big up to Hammers for Life. The question he's asking is, what do you lads reckon will be the score predictions for this weekend? I think that's a good shout to finish off with, near enough.
Yeah, and we'll do the GSE briefly before we go.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to start on that?
I don't mind. I think you'll draw 1-1 and Spurs will lose 3-1.
Yeah.
Only being honest, that's just what I've...
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, now,
what about
on our channel, the three teams that I'm most jealous of in the Premier League, when you look at how they run, Brentford, Bournemouth and Brighton.
Yeah, the three Bs.
That is three very well-run football teams.
Yep.
As for the results, well, obviously I hope that Brentford win 1-0, but I can't see it. I might actually say that you're going to nick the Brentford game because of the fight you got in you. Because every game you seem to be dead and buried. You know, I can't help it, mate. I know you're like, look at him, look, cup in his face, and no, but like West Ham have got that much fight in them, and I think we're doomed anyway. I'm being honest now.
Yeah, the second bit I think you're correcting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, you got that much fight in your team and the determination to stay in the league.
Yeah.
I can see you beating Brentford 2-1 because they got nothing to play for, have they?
No.
And we're going to get gubbed at Aston Villa. It depends how their thing goes tomorrow night against Forest.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, well, I think Forest are 8 points clear of 6th place in 5th. And 5 qualified for the Champions League, so they've virtually got that sewn up. So we might sneak a draw. We might do, but Villa Park's not going to be a good hunting ground for us. So I'm going to say you'll beat Brentford and we'll get a draw at Villa.
Okay.
There you go, Badge before with me.
Nice one, Pete.
Yeah. If he hasn't got your email address, Pete's give me a text and said to give you his phone number, mate. Budgie.
Yeah.
All right. So if
you're
in the back room after or text, I'll
text.
I'll
have to get your number off Tony later because I'm going to have to go off, do a couple of bits, and then I've got another show at 10.
No worries.
So,
we'll sort it, Pete.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We'll sort it.
There's the. I think you.
Yeah, there's the email address.
Yeah, put 2 H's. That's the problem there. You've got 2 H's in it.
Oh yeah, damn. There's only 1 H. Where old school. So there's only 1 H. Yeah, well spotted, Tony. That must have been my dodgy hands.
Off the perfect saying. We have to have Spurs as well coming into the saying like your boys will struggle to come back up. So yeah, sorry people in the chat. We're not, there's quite a lot to catch up on that. So I'm not going to be able to get through all of them. Cookie and Sheriff, you're welcome to stay on. We do a little thing called Green Street Elites where we talk about former West Ham players that play for the club. You can quite welcome to hang around for that and see if you remember these players as well.
Yeah, go on, man.
No problems at all. So here we go.
Thursday night on Hammers Football TV. The West Ham review coming at you from Tom Budgie. Green Street Elite celebrating the heroes we adore. Like Clyde, Best, Mark-Vivien, Carty, and more. This week's Green Street Elite is Mark-Vivien Foe. The workhorse of the team, sliding balls to his teammates to grab himself a goal. Green Street Elite on Hammers Football TV.
Mark-Vivien Foe. Well, rather sad end to his career and life, clearly. But as a player, wonderful player, used to string passes together beautifully. And the one thing I remember fondly about Mark-Vivien Foe was that he was actually a team player, regardless of the team shirt that he wore. He was a team player, and that was always, a good thing. And as I said, very sad end. But what do you guys remember of him?
We're going back. Go on, Tony. You go first. Go on.
Yeah, Mark-Vivien Foe. I liked him because I like his work rate, and as Budgie said, it was a sad end to what happened to him and that. And the worst part for me, and that I said to Budgie the other day, when he, and the worst part, and it's brutal what we're going to say here, basically, but literally when he dropped down dead on the pitch, the fact that the camera zoomed in on his face, that showed
disgusting.
Total disrespect for someone that is literally, and it's that I can vividly see in my face still, kind of thing. He did, Jimmy Osborne. Yeah, he did. It was, as I just said, it was, you see things. I mean, like, when you look at Maramba, what happened to him, etc. So when you look at things like that, but to zoom in on and you see, it was just etched on his face how he finished him off. Sad way to go. It was a sad way to go, but great player. I mean, do you guys remember anything of Mark-Vivien Foe?
I do. Yeah. I can't even tell you exactly what year. Was he in the Mark-Vivien team?
No, he's with DiCanio, Sinclair.
I was going to say, who was up front for you at the time when
DiCanio.
DiCanio. Was it Canty then around then at that point as well?
Anyway, I remember him pretty much as Budgie said, worked really hard around the pitch. He was always on the move, to be fair, from what I remember from him. And the fellow had a pass on him as well. Very, very hard working player. Didn't watch him every week or anything. I don't profess to be a West Ham player watcher every week, but I do remember him very vaguely, I must admit. But he was a very hard working player. And what you said, Tony, is it's bang out of order, isn't it, mate? At the end of the day, and
it was, mate.
hopefully stuff like that never happens again, man, because it's not good.
Yeah, don't want to be seeing that. Big up to Pete as well. So I'm going to get guys. Thanks for the fantastic stream, guys, and a pleasure to meet Budgie and the Hammers. No, you're most welcome, mate, as always.
Welcome, Pete. Welcome.
Yeah, fresh. Canute, Lampard, Sinclair, Di Canio. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I weren't being rude when I said Mark-Vivien. I just couldn't remember who you had up front.
Daniela.
That's right, Daniela. He was brought in the same day as Di Canio. They were both, brought in on the same day. Yeah.
They are definitely they want to sign Alvarez, but they're taking him out at the same time. Jesus, man. But yes, people in the chat, thank you very much for being with us. And as Frog's saying here, thanks, guys. May the best team survive, and we will.
Brilliant
punchline in there, didn't he, Mark? Yeah. Right at the death.
Budge, I think you got to agree. It's been great having both Cookie and
it's been a pleasure chatting to you guys, actually, and the fact that you're both, sort of honest and that about your chances and your team and club. Yeah, it's been really enjoyable chatting with you boys. So hopefully, we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I've really enjoyed it. Just want to say thanks to everyone, especially you two, for having us on tonight.
Yeah.
I know we've dual streamed it and all that sort of stuff, and that was your idea to do that, by the way, Tony. So thanks for that. And big up to everyone. It's been really enjoyable. And again, like Budgie says, maybe we can revisit this shortly. Who knows?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
End of the season show.
Or a close season show about which league we're in, which respectively.
Yeah. There you go. Cheers, everyone. It's been really great. Thank you.
I am going to say, I am going to have to shoot off, Tone, so I'm going to let you close the show down. But lads, thank you so much. Yeah, go on.
After the last comment from Pete Chelmsford, because this is a cracker.
Go on.
Been great watching Crime Watch tonight.
Brilliant. I just want to say thank you, Tone, as my co-host as well. Brilliant. Thank you. Guys, thank you very much. Hope everything goes well with the channel. Keep doing what you do. It's good stuff. And don't forget to sub to these two boys down here on the Two Marks channel. And everybody in the chat, thank you for your brilliant comments.
University challenge. Thanks, usual.
Thank you for brilliant comments. And I'll see you next week.
Yes.
I'll see you in half hour.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Take care.
Cheers.
Come on.
Cheers, Budgie.
Cheers, Budge.
So again, thanks for coming on that. And people in the chat, if you don't get the chance to, at 9:30 usually over morning times, Cookie, and you may be even blessed to have Sheriff on the show at the same time.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Like I said, maybe blessed, maybe. That Sheriff is on there as well. But great having these two on there. It's been a great show, great chat, and been quite respectful from us. Not so much in the chat, unfortunately, but from our side of things.
You got to try and set a standard, Tone, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? And obviously the fans are not following suit, so behave yourself, you lot.
Yeah.
If we can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Is the penalty check it's going to be wiped off? And fucking right and all, because at the end of the day, I'm just watching it here. I'm just slightly behind on it, but the referee's looking at it. He's got to look at the screen. I think they're saying it's no. The VAR has wiped it off, or the referees actually said that. So,
oh dear.
Yellow card and a red card. Who's this for? Please, and let's just watch this before we go.
Go on. Yeah, we're staying. I don't know what's happening.
Did he get the ball first? Let's have a look again. No, he gets Eze. He does get Eze, that's for sure. But Eze's gone down as if, he's been poleaxed.
Yeah. And he's got it, has he? Has he got it or not?
The referee's still looking at this, and I don't know if it's a case of, is there actual... It's marginal, really is marginal. It looks like he just comes down by the side of the foot, but not kind of direct contact.
We had this in the Wolves game.
Yeah.
On the weekend, went in.
Well, funny if you're saying about that. When you look at the fact of No penalty. He wipes it off. Thank fuck for that. That's brilliant. Good to see Arsenal get wiped out of that. And
There you go.
it's going, if you look at our game, for instance, you've got Everton fans crying because obviously Fernandes handles the ball, but not being funny. At the end of the day, from where he was and the player in front of him, he ain't going to see where the ball is anyway. But the most obvious one that gets chalked off completely is Pickford actually kind of, catching on the Tatty's ankle. And again, VAR, nothing. It's VAR itself, and that is, is a different.
Ruined football, man. It's ruined it. Absolutely.
It's another show we can definitely have. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
Definitely.
It needs to be rewritten. But other than that, look at that. I just want to go in there. Goes to saying Bottlers again. LA.
Yeah.
Same old Arsenal.
That's
always cheating.
There you go. Go on, the lads.
Yeah.
You give it to them while you got the chance.
Even Arteta's kind of never mind. But before we go, would you like to share your channel out, please?
I'll let the sheriff do that. He's the man.
Well, as Mark said earlier, we always call ourselves the Realism channel because we're not just here to say everything's brilliant at Tottenham and we're the best in the league when we're obviously not. There's a lot wrong at our club. And we'll put it this way, if Tottenham play well and they do good things, we congratulate them for it and we'll big them up.
Yeah.
But I think that's happened about twice on our channel in the 14 months it's been going.
It's not
not much, is it? It's not happened very often.
And I so wish it was. This is the thing. I want to be sitting here bigging up my football team. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be sitting here every week trying to find positives when there ain't any. And
no.
You know what I mean? It's so difficult sometimes. But listen, like Mark says, it is what it is. We're not called the Realism channel for nothing. At the end of the day, we try and be honest with what we see. We don't tell porcupines, and we just try and say it as it is. If people want to listen, Tone, they'll listen. If they don't, they won't at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And I think that's what I like about it. I think, there's a very similarity between the two channels because we're very much in the same kind of boat, at the end of the day. Like we don't mind other teams coming on and saying their part. It's all good for the banter, etc. And as you said, it's just about being real about things and
of course.
Your perspective kind of thing. And that. Thank you, Terence, as well. But at the end of the day, everyone's got an opportunity. Everyone's got to say something, rightly or wrongly. But that's what it's all about. Then you do it in the pub, you do it indoors. If you're watching the game with your mate, you'd be doing exactly the same thing. And it's just the same with here. And it's good to get your perspective on things as well as our stuff as well.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's a case of who will survive. Unfortunately, I think if you look at it, my outlook of it is, yes, the momentum's with us. Don't get me wrong. We are basically, we're not out of it by a long shot. Don't get me wrong. We're not, because if that win could give you a lift, but the injuries I think is also going to stop maybe that in a bit of progression because what's he going to work with? As you said, if you're struggling with the squad you've got at the moment, is he going to look for the youngsters?
Can't see it, mate. I can't see it. I think he'll just pack the midfield out, Tone. I think he will literally end up being sort of a 4-5-1 thing going on. We've got no forwards. Yeah, you can play Tell up there, I suppose. You've got Richie. Richie's fit, so play him at the end of the day. He's the top scorer. He's got 9 goals this season. He's the top scorer in the Premier League, whatever it is he's got. So play him up front. He's still got an abundance of midfielders he can play. Or you can play Mawani, who's not interested anyway. Yeah, don't give him monkeys. Yeah, or you've got Tell now from the other side. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Solanke's injured. So where do you go with it? I don't know. For me, I'd play just one up, pack the midfield out, see if they can get set pieces, corners, whatever, but just try not to concede. First of all, don't concede and see where it goes.
As soon as we concede, we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
When we go 1-0 down in the game, we're done.
Yeah, it deflates you, doesn't it? It will deflate you, I think, because obviously, as you said, I know for me, if I was the manager, I'll look over my shoulder and look at the bench and think to myself, well, I ain't got much to choose from there to kind of turn it around. You know, it's one of those. Big up to Wally's World as well. Excellent and very civilised discussion amongst the four of you. We try our best, as always. And as Leon says, never met two normal Spurs fans before.
We're here. We're here, Leon. We're here, mate.
But usually says, Leon, it's the Valium that does it, apparently. People in the chat, thanks for hanging around with us and that. It's been quite an entertaining, and it's also been, a very respectable between the four of us. But that just shows you we are on the same hymn sheet in certain respects, just on opposite sides of the field, as they say. Don't forget, as we said, make sure you go and see the Two Marks show and obviously sub to them as well. Give them great support. Two good guys, do like their show. And obviously the same thing on Hammers Football TV. The links are in the description as well for their channel, as well as Budgie's channel, and obviously for Hammers Football TV. Thank you very much for being with us. And as Andrew's saying, thanks for a great show, guys. You're most welcome, Andrew. Thanks for being with us as well. Do appreciate it. We are going to sign off out and go with the outro. And as always, thank you for being with us. And may the best club survive. West Ham. Good night.
Come on, Spurs.
Come on, Spurs.
West Ham United, forever we sing. Like bubbles so pretty they